Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group A, where we are presenting our material today is writing letter of granting, refusing, and apologizing, letter of complaining, and protesting. Before that, I will introduce my team. My name is Putri Amanda Ulandari, and my partner Sadikatul Husni and Muhammad Fakri Hanafi. Okay, the first material is what is the granting proposal. I will present it first. A granting proposal is written document with information about a project. The primary purpose of these proposals is usually to persuade the reviewers to support your proposal financially. Common elements you might include in the granting proposal are: number 1 is cover page, number 2 cover letter, number 3 is introduction, number 4 is background, number 8 purpose and goals, number 6 project plan, number 7 is measure for success, number 8 future outlook for the project. Okay, next, how to read a cover a letter for a grant proposal. Number 1 is use a formal header at the top of the grant proposal cover letters. Most professionals choose to include a formal header. In this section, you can include elements such as your contract information, the date you sent in the letter, and recipient's contract information. Number 2 is introduction your organization. Introducing your organization at the beginning of your grant proposal. Cover letter can be beneficial as it can provide reviewers with a background understanding of your organization and its purpose. Specific thing you may mention in this section include: number 1 is title of your organization, number 2 is purpose and values of your organization, the last is how long your organization has existed. The next is number 3 is discuss purpose of your project. The main section in your cover letter allow you to discuss the purpose of your project. This is important because you can provide reviewers with a general understanding of what your organization aims to accomplish. Here you can share: number 1 is your project name, number 2 is your project purpose, number 3 is the purpose outlook of your project, number 4 is explain the reasons for seeking funding. After your reviewers have a general understanding of your organization and the project you want to implement, you can explain the reasons why you request funding. Information you might emphasize here includes: number 1 is how to plan to use the funding, number 2 is the amount of funding you are seeking, the last is why your organization requests support. That's for me. The next material we will present my partner is Sadikatul Husni. To Sadikatul Husni, time is yours.
Highlight the potential impact of the funding. Emphasizing the impact of potential funding in your grant proposal letter is also important because it can help reviewers understand how their contribution can directly aid your cause. specific elements you might choose to highlight include the positive effect your project might achieve, the people who might benefit from those positive effects. Number 6. Add a formal closing statement. Near the end of an active grant proposal cover letter, professionals often add a formal closing statement. Here are some items to consider and adding to your formal closing statement. Summary of the project, what the project can accomplish for individuals, application for reviewers considering your proposal. Typically, effective closing statement are between 2 and 3 sentences long. Why is learning how to write a positive rejection letter important? A positive rejection letter can help you maintain a connection with the candidate in the event that you want to consider them for future jobs. You can keep their resume on file for other roles that might better fit their skills and experience. They contain them when you're ready. Keeping connection with potential candidates who you have already interviewed can speed up future hiring efforts. You can spend less time reviewing resumes and contacting candidates since you've already completed the process for a less one person. A rejection letter is also a professional courtesy that allows candidates to move forward with their search. It's helpful to end the letter as soon as possible so they can continue their efforts with a definitive answer from your company. Candidates are more likely to have a good impression of you and your business when you send a positive rejection letter, which also helps with your connection. How to write a rejection letter. You can follow the steps to write a rejection letter. 1. Create an informative subject line. 2. Thank the candidate for their time. 3. Tell them you are no longer considering them for the position. 4. Explain why you aren't considering them. 5. Offer some positive aspect about their qualification or interview. 6. Explain that you consider them for future opportunities. 7. Encourage them to apply for more positions.
Okay. Thank you to Sadika atau Husni to present our material today. The next material we continue again. Apologize letter of complaining. Okay, this is example of apologizing letter. Okay, sorry. Apologizing letter of complaining. Be natural and share in your apology. Your apology should not question whether the person who has made a complaint has been harmed. For example, by saying I'm sorry if you are offended. Your apology should not make the offense seem unimportant. For example, by saying nonsense else has explained it. The another example is I'm sorry for the inconvenience that you have experienced. I realize that his was not the service that you expected and apologize for any trouble that we may have caused. We will do our best to correct the situation as soon as impossible and ensure that his does not happen again. Be natural and sincere in your apology. Your apology should not question whether the person who has made a complaint has been harmed. The next is writing letter of protesting. Why should I send this letter to my employer? The answer is if you have been told that your employer is going to change your term and condition, for example, a change in your working hours or host shift pattern, and you want to make it clear that you do not agree to this letter will help publicly present possibility possibility of raising a legal claim for other change in the future. This does not, however, guarantee that you will have a good legal claim. Please also remember you cannot work under protest for expensive loss of time. Actions speak louder than words that circumstance, and if you work in the news world, despite protesting verbally and writing, your correct will be amid your have horse. Okay. How can my employee change the term condition? Number one, they can do this. Number one is by demanding you from your old contract and immediately offering you a new contract containing term and condition. But number two is by trying to vary the existing term of if term of your employee contract. They can do this by either A. Asking you to explicitly agree to change. For number B is make the change without your express agreement and agreeing that because you have worked under the new term and condition without protesting. The C is trying to use a clause in your contract of employment that in the employee can unilaterally without your consent vary your contract for employment. When I send the letter to my employer? The answer is as soon as possible after your employer has made the change to your term in the condition. You should only send this letter after your term and condition have been changed in either of the ways outlined above. Okay, that's our material today. If you have any question, you can raise your hand. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.